influenced by industrial processes or human negligence. This year's theme is based on the goal of raising awareness towards the cause of pollution and the ways by which pollution could be decreased in the environment. This year, it is emphasized that people should bring their attention to the growing concerns of pollution and be aware of the ways that one can contribute to managing pollution threats in our country. On this occasion of National Pollution Prevention Day, we, the Department of PG Studies in Sustavritta, have organized a seminar on hazards of pollution and prevention of pollution by Dr. Amoga Shri, Senior Resident, Department of Community Medicine, JSS Medical College, Mysore. Now, I welcome Dr. Pavan Kumar, final year PG scholar, to welcome the gathering.
Pavan, you are not audible.
Good morning, one and all. I welcome you all to the seminar on hazards of pollution and prevention of pollution on National Pollution Prevention Day. First of all, I would like to welcome Dr. Sarbeshwakar Sir, Principal, JSSAMC Mysore, and I wholeheartedly welcome our guest speaker, Dr. Amoga Shri, Senior Resident, Department of Community Medicine, JSS Medical College, Mysore. It is our pleasure to have you here, Madam. Now I welcome Dr. P. Sudhakar Reddy Sir, Professor and HOD, Department of PG Studies in Swasthavaruta, to the session. And I also welcome all the teaching staffs and UG and PG scholars to the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pavan. It's a privilege to have a glance at the achievements of our guest speaker. Now I call upon Dr. Ashes, second year PG scholar, to introduce our guest speaker.
Today we have here Dr. Amoga Shri with us as a Senior Resident, Department of Community Medicine, JSS Medical College, Mysuru. She has done her MBBS from Kaja Bande Nawaz Institute of Medical Sciences, Kalburgi, and she has done MD in Community Medicine from JSS Medical College, Mysuru. She has published 8 national and international Scopus Index journals. She has presented more than 10 papers at various national and international conferences. She is presently involved in WHO Unity study as COPI and reviewer in Clinical Epidemiology, Public Health and International Journal of Health and Allied Sciences. She is presently Life Member of Indian Medical Association, Life Member of Karnataka Association of Community Health, Life Member of Indian Association of Preventive and Social Medicine, Life Member of Epidemiology Foundation of India. She has participated as WHO External Monitor for Measles Rubella Vaccination Campaign, Polio Supplementary Immunizing Activity, Mission Indradhanush Immunization Campaign held in Mysuru district. She was in evaluation of MDA programs under National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program in Bijapur district. She has also participated as NSS volunteer from 2016 to 2018. Today, ma'am is going to deliver speech on hazards of pollution and prevention of pollution. We are eagerly waiting for your session, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you for your words. So, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, madam. Ma'am, you can share your PPT.
Yeah, I'm sharing now. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So, good morning, one and all. Hope I'm audible and clearly. So, today we are observing National Pollution Prevention Day. So, on this day, I'm going to talk about air pollution and health. So before going into the topic, so let us see why we are observing this National Pollution Control Day. Every year on December 2nd, India celebrates National Pollution Control Day to honor the memory of those who lost their life in horrific Bhopal gas tragedy of 1984. It has three main objectives. As Arya said, it aims at raising awareness about increasing air pollution among the general population, educating people how to control and manage industrial disaster. And we also observe this day mainly to control the industrial disaster and also to reduce the level of pollution. So what happened on Bhopal gas tragedy? It was on the night of December 2nd, 1984. More than 5 lakh people were exposed to the chemicals which was released from the industry. And because of this, 2,000 people lost their life, and subsequently more than 25,000 also lost their life. And this makes this tragedy a biggest industrial tragedy in the history. And 2020, it is like a nightmare for all of us. Somewhere I read 2020 started with C and it is ending with C. The first C stands for coronavirus and the second C stands for cyclone. In between this corona and cyclone, we have seen many disasters like air crash or forest fire and even volcanoes, floods, and even the gas leak. And this gas leak happened on May 7th, that is Vishakhapatnam gas leak, also known as Vizag gas leak. Again, there was an accidental leakage of gas from LG polymer chemical plant. So because of this, more than 11 people lost their life and more than 10,000 people, they reported sick after getting exposed to these chemicals. And there were many disasters related to air pollution in the past, like London smog 1952. Here, United Kingdom, they suffered its worst air pollution with a great smog, which is formed on December 4th, 1952. In within like 6 days, more than 4,000 persons they lost their life, and 8,000 more died within the following months due to the effect of smog. And in USA, in Donara in 1948, again there was a death of 20 people and over 7,000 were injured. In recently in Delhi in 2016, the city faced the intense smog-like condition that is due to burning of crackers. So every year, every time we are facing these problems, and during air pollution, people are getting affected. That is due to inhalation of contaminated or polluted air. So let us see how the air is getting polluted and what are the measures we can take. As we know, the safe and clean environment has been a part of our heritage, and our ancestors recognized the overriding importance of environment, as is evident from the mythology, which says that the creation and sustenance of life is dependent on Panchatatvas, that is, soil, water, air, sky, and water. If you see the composition of air, approximately the external air has 79% of nitrogen, 20% of oxygen, and 1% of other gases. This 1% of other gas includes carbon dioxide, argon, neon, helium, etc. And it also has water vapors and traces of ammonia. So if you see, in a day, we take almost 15,000 breaths, thereby drawing in 20 to 30,000 liters of air in a day. This, I can say, this equals to 60 to 70 crore liters of air in our lifetime. So now we can imagine, even if a small amount of air is getting polluted, how much it is going to affect our health. And this holds good even with the water and soil, as all these three are important factors in our life. Air gets contaminated or impaired by various methods, like by inhalation of humans or animals, combustion of coal, or even from the traffic. But this industrial revolution, this has been, we can say, has given birth to the environmental pollution. So we use certain terms while describing air pollution. Like pollution, it is defined as introduction of contaminants into the air that causes instability, disorders, harm, or discomfort to the human beings and their ecosystem. Pollutants, this can take any form, like chemical substance or energy. Chemical substance like noxious gases, energy like either noise or heat. Particulate matter, this consists of solid and liquid particles of organic and inorganic substances suspended in the air. And these particles are identified based on their aerodynamic diameter, that is either PM10 or as PM2.5. PM10, this means aerodynamic diameter smaller than 10 micrometer. Similarly, PM2.5 means aerodynamic diameter smaller than 2.5 micrometer. This PM2.5, it is the most dangerous, because when we inhale, they will reach the peripheral region of our bronchioles and interfere with gaseous exchange which happens in the lung. So there is a value, the guideline value for PM 2.5. The upper limit for annual mean value is 10 microgram per cubic meter. Similarly, for 24-hour mean, it is 25 microgram per cubic meter. So in a day, if this exceeds more than 25, then we can say air is polluted with particulate matter of 2.5. Similarly, for PM10, the upper limit for annual mean is 20 microgram per cubic meter, and similarly for 24 hours mean it is 50 microgram per cubic meter. And the major components of this particulate matter includes sulfates, nitrates, ammonia, sodium chloride, carbon, mineral dust, and water. And these particles we can classify as either primary or secondary depending upon how they are formed. So we call the pollutants as primary air pollutants if the pollutants are emitted directly into the atmosphere or air from the source, like it may be from factory chimneys or from the exhaust pipe or through volcanic eruptions or vehicular emissions. We call the pollutants as secondary. So when these pollutants formed within the atmosphere itself, this is due to the reactions like chemical reactions of primary pollutants, possibly involving the components which is present in the nature like oxygen or water. So the best example is ozone, and we can also quote examples as nitrogen dioxide or sulfur trioxide. So why do we have to know about air pollution? According to WHO, there are 2.5 million people die every year from the causes directly attributed to air pollution. And of this, 1.5 million of deaths attributed to indoor air pollution. The direct causes for air pollution related deaths include aggravated asthma or bronchitis, emphysema, and other lung related diseases as well as heart related diseases. In 2016, 91% of world population lived in places where the guidelines of air quality as prescribed by WHO were not met. And there were 4.2 million premature deaths worldwide, that is due to outdoor air pollution in urban and rural area combined. And around 90%, that is 90% of this 4.2 million people lived in Southeast Asian region and Western Pacific region. So if we see India, India is home for almost 13 of 20 most polluted cities in the world, as it is documented by WHO. According to the data, if like from in the last 25 years, the PM particulate matter has been increased by 150%, and the cities includes here Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Ahmedabad, etc. So we have two types of air pollution. It can be either outdoor pollution or indoor pollution. Outdoor pollution, the pollutants can be from natural source or from the human source. The natural is also known as biogenic, whereas human we call it as anthropogenic or man-made. So this includes pollen, the bushfires, volcanic eruptions, and sandstorms. Similarly, from man-made, it is industry, burning fuels, fossil fuel, and motor vehicles. Indoor pollution. Indoor air gets polluted from the outdoor air pollutions. So most commonly used source for indoor air pollution is solid fuel like wood, charcoal, kerosene for cooking and heating. And this releases sulfur dioxide and particulate matter. And as we know, in developing country or poor ill ventilated houses, this particulate matter will get settled inside the house. Even the kitchens will lack the smoke vent or chimney air. And other source for indoor air pollution includes tobacco smoke, the chemical released from building materials or furnishing materials, household products, pesticides, and as well as products used for cleaning home. For example, radon, that is released from the building material, and that is a reason for cancer. So this source of air pollution we can classify under 4 categories like domestic source, industrial source, vehicular source, and miscellaneous. The domestic source includes the burning of firewood, kerosene, oil, coal, and etc. The London tragedy which I told, and this is because of domestic coal burning in London. Then industrial source, the factories of iron and steels, paper, cement, fertilizers, thermal power plant, petroleum refiners, and many other industries which releases the pollutants will come under this industrial source. And vehicular source, like as the name says, it includes motor vehicle, railways, ships, and aeroplanes. In urban area, motor vehicles is the main reason for causing air pollution. Miscellaneous include tobacco smoking, nuclear explosions, forest fires, volcanoes, burnings of refuse, and dust storms. So we have identified more than 100 pollutants. Of those pollutants, the important ones include carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide, nitrogen oxides, fluorine compounds, organic compounds, metallic like arsenic, zinc, and iron, radioactive compounds, and photochemical oxidants. So let us see what are these pollutants going to, how it is going to affect our health, and what is the source for that. Sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide, it is a form of sulfur. It is a colorless gas and it has a sharp odor. Excuse me. It's a door. Sorry, it is a colorless gas and it has a sharp odor, that is like suffocating odor, and it is produced by combustion of coal and oil. And certain industrial sources will also give a sulfur dioxide. The ill effect on human is that it affects mainly the respiratory system, irritates respiratory system, aggravates asthma, and causes other lung and heart diseases, also reduces lung function. Then nitrogen dioxide. Nitrogen dioxide, it is usually emitted in a form of nitric oxide. It is brownish orange gas produced by motor vehicle and as well as combustion at major industrial sources. It mainly inhibits cilia of lungs so that the soot and dust will penetrate easily into the lungs. Hydrogen sulfide is found by combustion of sulfurs with oxygen or water content, and the source is refiners, chemical industries, tanning industries. The main cause is nausea. It produces nausea, that is vomiting like sensation. This is mainly to the pungent scent of that hydrogen sulfide, and it also irritates eyes and throat. Then coming to carbon monoxide, it is produced due to the incomplete combustion of coal. The source is burning of coals, gasoline, and motor exhaust. It mainly reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood. So other pollutants like hydrogen cyanide. The source is from blast furnace, fumigation, chemical manufacturing, and metal planning companies. It interferes with nerve cells. It produces dry throat and indistinct visions and headache. Ammonia, it is from explosives or from dye making or fertilizers plant. It mainly inflames the upper respiratory passages. Next is carbonyl chloride. It is from chemical and dye making plant. It mainly induces coughing, irritation, and fatal pulmonary edema. Aldehydes, this is from thermal decomposition of oil, fats, and glycerol. It mainly irritates nasal and respiratory tract. Then arsens, it is from the process involving metal or acids containing arsenic soldering. It damages red cells in the blood, kidney, and all, as well as it causes jaundice. Next is suspended particles. This includes ash, soot, smoke. Here it is like solid and liquid compounds. It is mainly formed by combustion in the major industries like steel mills, power plants, chemical plants, incineration, etc. It irritates respiratory system, aggravates asthma, and as well as causes other lung and heart diseases. It causes emphysema, eye irritation, and possibly cancer. Lead. Lead, it is like very small particles emitted from motor vehicles or from the smelters. It is toxic to nervous system and blood forming system. High concentration can cause brain damage. That is like it can cause convulsions in a person, coma, or even death. As it is involving blood forming system, it causes anemia. And in children, those who are undernourished, they are more prone for this lead poisoning. And if they recover the severe lead poisoning, they will be mentally retarded and shows some behavioral changes like reduced IQ or reduced attention spans. And these behavioral changes are irreversible in case of children. Then ozone. Ozone, this we should not confuse with the ozone layer in the atmosphere. This is a colorless gas formed from reaction between motor vehicles emission and sunlight. As it is formed due to reaction between vehicular emission and sunlight, this ozone pollution is mainly seen during the sunny weather, and it is the major component of smog. The effects are breathing problems, it triggers asthma, it reduces lung function, and ozone is toxic to plants and it corrodes the materials. So we can other effects of air pollution on human health. Just now we saw how what pollutant is causing what ill effect, but we can also classify this as an acute effect or chronic, and we can also see how this is affecting our global economy. So effect of air pollution, the immediate and acute effects, that is the effects which occurs from within hours to within days. So acute effects include irritation of conjunctiva, nose, throat or respiratory mucous membrane. So it can cause conjunctivitis, allergic rhinitis, acute pharyngitis, then acute bronchitis and episodes of bronchial asthma. This will be an acute attack, acute episodes of bronchial asthma. And also there will be a suffocation and death that has been seen in London disaster in England and as well as in Bhopal gas tragedy in India. So chronic effects. Chronic effects means which will take a longer time to develop from days to weeks or even months and years. So this includes chronic bronchitis, bronchiectasis, then emphysema, COPD, bronchial asthma, and lung cancer. As most of this air pollution is causing the respiratory infections. So in a long run, they are going to develop all these diseases. So what are the global effects of air pollution? Acid rain. Acid rain, it is the end result of several processes occurring in the atmosphere. The sulfur dioxide will form sulfuric acid by dissolving water. Similarly, the carbon dioxide will produce carbonic acid and nitrogen dioxide will form nitric acid. Thus, the rainfall containing all the three acids like sulfuric acid, carbonic acid, and nitric acid, they produces a devastating ecological effect by causing acidification of soil and water. And even trees will be killed because of acid rain, and that results in deforestation, desertification, or erosion of soil, and this disrupt the ecosystem. And the aquatic life is destroyed because of acidification of water. Even the food production will be reduced, that is due to destruction of food crops. Next is global warming. It is a natural process. So normally atmospheric gases have a greenhouse effect. That is like the gas of greenhouse, it allows the light and warmth to reach the earth, but they do not allow warmth to be lost, thus maintaining the life on the earth. So with air pollution, the gases like carbon dioxide, methane, CFC, that is chlorofluorocarbons, and accumulation of ozones, all in the troposphere, that will elevate the global temperature, and that is going to be like beyond the desirable level. That results in global warming and affects the ecosystem. So in the past 10 years, if you see, there is a rise of zero point 0.3 to zero point 0.6 Celsius. And the effects include increase in the dryness of the climate, reduction in the world food production, melting of polar ice caps, increase in sea level resulting in the floods, then smog formation, increased incidence of skin cancer and cataract, and spread of tropical disease to the temperate region. So these are the effects of global warming. Then effects of depleted ozone shield. Normally, ozone layer of the earth that will filters the harmful ultraviolet rays. It will not allow to enter the earth, and it prevents from reaching the surface of earth because of air pollutions like through, because of the pollutants. This ozone layer begins to thin out and results in effects like inhibition of photosynthesis, disruption of marine food chain, impairment of human immune mechanism, in turn predisposing for infections, ocular damage like cataract, then skin cancers, both melanotic and non-melanotic skin cancers. Then even this ultraviolet rays which is reaching the earth will damage even the small lives like plankton, that is organisms present in the water, pollen grains, and nitrifying soil bacteria. So global effects of air pollution on animals. Animals, they will be weak and cachectic, or they may yield less products. Then some miscellaneous hazards or socio-economic hazards. There will be damage to building like old monument. So you can see the picture in the background. You can see before and after picture of Taj Mahal. The right side picture is showing after exposed to air pollution and acid rain. So it is getting damaged. Also, there is a damage to metals, alloys, textiles, rubber, and works on wood, bronze, and stone. That is like painting or carvings. And repairing of all this will cost millions of rupees, and thus it is affecting our socio-economic status. So, indicators of air pollution. WHO air quality guidelines are designed to offer global guidance on reducing health impacts of air pollution. So, we are recommended to measure certain air pollutants like particulate matter, ozone, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and as well as smoke index and coefficient of ACE. In India, we have Central Pollution Control Board. This runs with the help of National Air Quality Monitoring Program in all the major cities. So, how do we interpret these air quality index? There are six categories, and each of these categories decide based on the ambient concentration value of air pollution and their likely health impacts. And the cutoff values we can also call it as health breakpoints. So the green color indicates that adverse health effects at the AQI level are unlikely. So if we see here, if the value between 0 to 50 means it is comes under green, and the health status is good. The meaning that air pollution poses little or no risk. There may be a risk, but it is very little, or it may be not there. So similarly, the dark red or the maroon color is a warning of severe health effects, with other color ranging in between. So let's see other colors, like if it is between 51 to 100, then we call it as moderate. Here, air quality is acceptable, but pollutants, some pollutants, there may be a moderate health concern for a very small number of people who are usually sensitive to the air pollution. So, like rhinitis may occur, those who are allergic to the air pollutants. So, if AQI level is between 1 to 150, it comes under orange category. That means unhealthy for sensitive groups. So, for others, it is good, but for sensitive groups, they will experience the health effects. Then, if AQI level is between 151 to 200, it comes under red category, and it says unhealthy. Means everyone are going to experience the health effects, and those who are sensitive, they will experience more ill effect. Then, if AQI level is between 201 to 300, then it comes in the purple, and it is very unhealthy. Your health warning of emergency conditions, the entire population is more likely to be affected. Similarly, the last one, that is more than 300, it comes under maroon or dark red. It says hazardous, that is health alert. Everyone may experience more serious health effects. So this has been released yesterday by WHO. Delhi ranks second among the world's most polluted cities, and Lahore tops the list. So this is Pakistan is standing first. Then we are standing at the second place, and the third place, I think it is Nepal. So if you see AQI levels at different cities of Delhi, if you see, it is showing a red color. It is 173. That means unhealthy to live there. And AQI of Mumbai, again, it is unhealthy. But when we see Bangalore, it is 120. It is unhealthy for sensitive group. That is, it is moderate. So Hyderabad, again, it is unhealthy for sensitive groups. Whereas if you see Mysore, it is showing 60 AQI. That is, it is moderate. So there may be a little ill effect for the sensitive people. So preventive and control measure for this air pollution. So recently you might have read this news that Congress President Sonia Gandhi moved to Goa following a medical advice to avoid smog and avoid air pollution. So she was advised by the doctor to shift out of Delhi to a place with a clear air. So this cannot be done by everyone, right? For normal people, we cannot follow this. We cannot leave our place and go and stay in other place if there is an air pollution in our area. So we have to follow other measures, other preventive measures. We have a number of measures like environmental audit, industrial pollution control, vehicular pollution control, dilution, zoning and mapping for siting of industries, legislative actions, then framework for monitoring air quality, innovation in air pollution control. So environmental audit. This means a comprehensive assessment of an industry, the process involved there, the flow of materials and functioning of waste disposal mechanism. It is like an auditing. So, for example, the pollution of River Ganga found that air pollution was above the permissible limit. And even the Supreme Court directed industries to raise the height of their chimneys and construction of ash ponds for dry fly ash disposal. Then industrial pollution control. This means cleaner production and waste minimization by adopting processes that are cost effective yet produce minimum hazardous waste in industries. For example, using low sulfur fuels and using LPG and LNG instead of using coal. And even certification of machineries and periodic checking and maintenance of machines used there. Vehicular pollution control. This means using improved automobile technology, better quality fuel, improved system of traffic management. So in Delhi, they have taken many measures. For example, phasing out of more than 15 years old commercial vehicles, which are grossly fuel inefficient and high polluters in Delhi. And this was taken action in 1998. Similarly, running vehicles of public transport on CNG, this action was taken in 2002. They replaced all the public transport vehicles with CNG. So this has reduced the air pollution in Delhi. And the recent one, the odd even formula for running cars on road on alternate days in Delhi. That again, that is to reduce the vehicular traffic and pollution. So dilution. Dilution means reducing the concentration of air pollutants by cleaning the property of vegetation. This can be done by building green belts, that is plantation in between industries and residential areas. Next measure is zoning and mapping for siting in industries, like spatial planning for location of industries, such that the effects caused by air pollution due to them will be minimized. So we can use the system like GIS, Geographic Information System, to map out the areas where industries can be located, their distance from the habitations or the houses or and environmentally sensitive zones like forest and natural parks. Some legislative actions there are, that is law and enforcement to reduce the air pollution. We have many laws pertaining to this pollution, like Air Act, also known as Prevention and Control of Pollution Act, the Environment Act, the Motor Vehicle Act, and many other. Then framework for monitoring air quality. This is laying down a framework for monitoring air quality, setting alerts, giving authority to supervisory bodies to take action. So Ministry of Environment and Forest has set up Central Pollution Control Board, which in turn has State Pollution Control Board under it. And they have developed a composite AQI. And in this figure, you can see this is Karnataka Pollution Control Board, which is present in Hebbal, Mysore. And you can see this um, thing where you can see carbon monoxide level is 0.71 and ozone level is 33.28. So if we display this, it is like giving an idea about what is the content of pollutant in that area during that time. So based on that, we can take actions. Some innovations in air pollution control, that is by using the existing knowledge and technology to develop innovative solutions to monitor as well as to control the air pollutions. Example, Suffer app. It is a system of air quality weather forecasting and research mobile app developed by Indian Institute of Meteorology, Pune, and scrubber systems in chimney and incineration. This scrubber system will remove or neutralize the harmful gases before they are emitted into the atmosphere. So if we see this Suffer app, this will look somewhat like this. So it is like no quality of air you breathe. If you click on the options, you will get cities to be selected. So presently they have 4 cities under this app: Delhi, Pune, Mumbai and Ahmedabad. If you click Delhi again, it will show the names of the locality. So you can check any locality. So if I click on Delhi overall, you can see it is showing very poor. That is, it is coming between 300 to 400. It is very unhealthy, and AQI is 363. And this I have checked in the morning at nearly 10 o'clock. And this is the app you can install and check for your city. So other measures, like we can screen the high-risk group for the effects of air pollution on health, and we can also provide protective measures like masks to those who are at risk, especially those who are working outside. They are at more risk, like traffic police. So when we take indoor air pollution, it is children and mothers. They spend more time inside the house. These are the high-risk people. Then we can use a carpool method instead of going alone in a car. And also we can use a cycle to go for a shorter distance. Then control of traffic, that is by construction of bypass road. Then avoiding use of firecrackers or using green crackers. Then using water-based paints instead of using varnishes, as it may cause cancer. Then stopping tobacco smoking. Regular pollution under control checking and certification of vehicle, and imposition of penalty on offenders, and this has to be done. Then health education for the public, that is through IEC, that is Information Education Communication Program on air pollution, its causes, hazards and methods of prevention. So this is the IEC material. How it looks like this. This is by World Health Organization. Then prevention and control of indoor air pollution, like improved ventilation. This is like a provision of adequate ventilation that should be met during construction of the house. In case it is a poorly ventilated house, measures should be taken, like windows should be placed above the cooking stoves, and cross ventilation through the doors that should be instituted. Then modification of design of cooking stove. The traditional smoky cooking stove, that should be modified to the fuel efficient smokeless stoves with an exit like chimney. Then changing the pattern of fuel use, like using biogas or LPG. So have you heard of scheme Ujjwala Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala scheme? So under this scheme, the like BPL card holders will get LPG gases, and one of the main aim or the objective to give this to the BPL card holders is to avoid the indoor air pollution. And lastly, educating the people. Whatever the measure we take, without an education and awareness, it is of no use. So we need to educate the common people and create awareness among them. To summarize, air pollution is a grave concern. It has a wide variety of effects on health, like respiratory and cardiovascular system. It has carcinogenic effects and effects on country's economy. And AQ helps us to assess the air pollution levels and serves as an alarm indicating harmful levels of pollutants for human health, and air pollution can be prevented and controlled by taking a multi-pronged approach. So thank you. Air pollution is not a joke. Air pollution will make you choke. Remember this and save nature. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was indeed an informative session. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us. And I request you to stay back to the end of the session. We have a small prize announcement also, ma'am. We have conducted a national painting competition on the occasion of National Pollution Prevention Day. Now I request Dr. P. Sudhakar Reddy sir, Professor and HOD, Department of PG Studies in Swasthadata, to announce the prizes for that.
Good morning to all. My humble pronouns to His Holiness Sri Deshikendra Mahaswamiji, respected principal sir, all teaching staff, my dear PG students and UG students. On the occasion of National Pollution Prevention Day 2020, we have conducted a painting competition on hazards of pollution and prevention for Government Ayurveda College, Mysuru, JSS Ayurveda College, Government Naturopathy Yoga College, and JSS College of Physiotherapy, and JSS College of Nursing. And we are happy to say that within limited time, we have received 11 competitions from all the colleges, and we have been selected 4 out of 12. Here are the prizes. First prize won by Chaya MS, second BAMS, JMC Mysuru. Congratulations. Chaya MS, second BAMS, JMC Mysuru. Once again, congratulations, Chaya. Second prize, Kotresh Hiremat, second BNYS, Government Natural Cure Yoga Medical College, Mysuru. Congratulations, Mr. Kotresh Hiremat. Third prize, Divyatnam, second BAMS, JSS AMC Mysuru. Congratulations, Divya Ratnam, second BAMS, JSS AMC Mysuru. Consolation prize won by Dr. Jyoti Samantri, MD second year, Department of Siddhanta, Government Ayurveda Medical Mysuru. Congratulations. congratulations once again, Jyoti Mantri, and congratulations once again all the participants also. And I convey thanks to all the principals of colleges, those who are encouraged and made them to participate in the competition. Thank you once again.
Once again, congrats to all participants and prize winners. Now I call upon Dr. Komla, Assistant Professor, Department of PG Studies in Sustainability for the vote of thanks. Pranamas to His Holiness. Good morning, one and all. Myself, Dr. Komala, Assistant Professor. It's my proud privilege to propose vote of thanks for this event of National Pollution Prevention Day, organized by the Department of PG Studies in Swastavrata. So we have started with the painting competition for the students of Mysuru and got good responses. So today we have organized CME on the topic Air Pollution and Health. For this session, I wholeheartedly thank Dr. Amogashri, Senior Resident, Department of Community Medicine, JSS Medical College, for her excellent guest speech. I would like to extend my thanks to our beloved principal, Dr. Sarveshkar sir, for his constant support. I would like to thank our HOD, Dr. Sudhakar Reddy, for organizing this event. I would like to thank our department faculty, Dr. Sankan Goda Patil sir, Dr. Saumya ma'am, Dr. Shalini for their support. I extend my special thanks to Dr. Madhusudan sir for his technical support. Last but not the least, I thank our department PG students, Dr. Arya, Dr. Pavan, Dr. Ripsa, and Dr. Yashas for their support, and UG students for their patience hearing. Thank you, and all.